All right, all right, all right, all right. So I hope that everybody is good to go because we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. Right. Live all the way around. See, why do I have a let everybody double going on here? Is good to go because we are live on YouTube. Okay. We are live on Facebook. There it is. We are live on Instagram. Let me pause that right there. Cool beans. All right. So while I'm go ahead, make sure that everybody was able to get in. You make sure you grab a pen, pencil, something to record yourself with. Record not just yourself, of course, but record notes for yourself. All right. Give me 2 seconds. Cool beans. All right. Who out there besides me likes to say cool beans or has heard people say cool beans, right? That just shows my age, don't it? Shut that down. All right. So while we are getting everything together, people are still texting. Let us see, said the blind man. All right. So welcome. Let's go around the horn. Welcome, Mr. Marcus Cowell out of Lawrence, I believe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Mr. D.I. Nabawi. I hope I didn't mess that up too bad, D. Welcome, welcome, Shantae. Welcome, Corey. Welcome, Trevor. Welcome, Miss Carolyn Penn. Welcome, Miss Yashika McMorris. Welcome, Sharon Avant. Welcome to my man out there, Savion McMorris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Miss B's phone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Got a few more coming into the room. Make sure I count everybody. Let's see here. All right. I see Mr. Trevor is active. What's going on, sir? Good stuff. Welcome, welcome, Wing Tech, TMA. I'm not quite sure, but welcome, welcome. He's connecting to his audio right now. And guys, we do this every Thursday. What this is the cash flow call. What we're simply doing is saying, hey, what we're aligning ourselves with is our purpose, our plan for life. And then what we're doing is we're getting the tools, the blueprints that are necessary to take us to that next level, okay? And so if you have any questions or things like that, I'm going to keep everybody on mute, but if that is, a thingamajig that you like to do, drop it into the chat box and we'll make sure that we cover that at the end, all right? And then after we let everybody know what we do, what we'll do is we'll jump into some training as well for the last few minutes of the call. So the first presentation, maybe about 15, 20 minutes or so. And this is to show what people are doing today to increase on their cash flow. And so what I want to do is just give a couple of seconds as a couple of people are still joining by audio. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get on. And I believe that's my man, Mr. Amin Ra, tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Mr. JR. Mr. John Watts is always tearing it up out there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's go ahead and get our share on. Like I say, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, probably any other platform that you could think of. We are live. So if you want to come aboard, we want to keep it clear and crisp. So just hit me in the chat. I'll be more than happy, to bring you up to ask any questions at the end of the presentation. Cool beans. Let's rock and roll with so much soul to 103 years old. How's that work, right? And if you don't know where that's from, you might be a little young. You might be a little young. Hold on one second. Let me bring up our presentation. Right, let's kick it with flavor. All right. So, like I said, I have want to keep a crisp and clear call. So we want to make sure that if you do come off mute, make sure your background is real clear so that we can make sure that we hear what's going on. But what we're doing now, let's go ahead and jump into what it is that we do. Why do we come around and there's others that are like us? Why do we go to places like church, right? Why do we go to places like the club, right? Those are places that are people that are like us, right? So we want to get around them and have a good time, right? And so that's what we're doing now. We're around people that we can have a good time around. We want to make sure that we are working with individuals that are going in the same direction, that's got something that they want to present, right? Something that they want to unveil. Okay, and so that's what I want to show you guys today. And if at any time you're not able to hear, right, let me know. Somebody hit a one or anything like that, or if you cannot hear me, right? So what we're doing today is it's real simple, guys. Everybody has this particular thing inside, and that's what their purpose, their passion, whatever this is that they're trying to get to. And see, what we end up doing is doing things that are shiny trinkets or that are tactics, right? So we end up doing things that are really not in our line. So we end up being on a job for 5, 10, 15, 30 years that we really don't want to do, right? We end up doing a business that we really don't want to do because we have to do something to make some more money, right? We end up doing another job, a second job, and the job ends up having more money in taxes, time away from home, right? More money in gas, and we really don't have anything to show for it, right? So what we want to do is understand, how does money work, by not just focusing on the what I want to call tactics or shiny trinkets. You want to focus on wealth strategies, right? Something that works every time. When I hit the button for the lights to come on, I want the lights to come on, right? And so that's what we want to do when we are expressing ourselves financially. But what it is what's all attraction is, the content and the what are those, the creators, the content creators that are out there, the influencers, right? Those different things. See, they are activities, that are rewarding people with income. But that's not cash flow. Okay. So that's why individuals that make millions, even billions of dollars, end up bankrupt or end up broke. Okay. Because the wealth strategies are not in place. What we focus on is personal credit, business credit, leveraging that credit so that you can now do the things that you desire to do in life. And it's as simple as that. But the discipline necessary to create those habits, that's what is missing. So what we do at R.E.A.L University, and then if you are new, my name is Michael Holmes, and it is R.E.A.L University is what you're seeing now. And R.E.A.L simply stands for renewing excellence, advancing leadership, right? It's not another pill. It's not a potion, lotion, wrap, tea, right? But it's how to do those things if you choose to, right? Nothing wrong with a job, nothing wrong with the pill, potion, lotion, wrap, tea, whatever it is that you have a passion to do. But if you don't know how money works, you're still running that hamster wheel over and over again. So we chose to express ourselves through the company called Myecon. And that might sound familiar because it's my economy, right? And so as we are expressing ourselves through this, it's because we know that it takes something larger than us in order for it to work, right? Let's follow the cats, right? It's okay to be a copycat if you what? Copy the right cat, right? So the copycat that we're doing, the cat that we're copying is 17 years old, already debt free, technology-driven company. It's based right here in Atlanta, Georgia. As I say, right here, I mean in the nation, right? It's not outside, okay? And so what we want to do, we want to understand that we are able to express that freedom by having what? Another option. That's all this is another option. If you're fully satisfied with where you are, then you don't need any more options. So it's not for you. And that's totally fine. But what we want to do is those of us that desire to express in our community, in our family, in our personhood, better finances, better credit, right? Maybe a way to invest, to be able to retire, right? Whatever this is how we want to express that here, okay? And we can copy this cat because they have a mission to empower people to attain success by acquiring cash flow, not income. And we'll go into that some other time because it's differences, right? And already their associates or our associates have generated over $500 million in cash flow. Okay. So what you want to do, you want to be in a position. So if somebody called you and said, hey, Jeff Bezos is doing this, and, the founder of maybe I shouldn't say companies, but hey, but this person is doing this, and you saw that it was successful. And if you could go back in time, you would jump on that particular train, right? And so this is what we're showing you. The company is already successful. R.E.A.L University brings you a library of understanding with the different things that you're trying to do, whether it's a brick and mortar, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's a for-profit, whether you're just trying to increase a little bit of income to have a better life for you and your family. Everybody wants a little bit more cash flow, okay? And why? This for individuals, companies, nonprofits, governments. It's essential. It's for your lifestyle. It's for investing, for debt elimination, right? We haven't mentioned selling anything. What we want to do is create the lifestyle with the cash flow that you already have. Let's learn how to monetize our experiences, right? That way, that takes what? Nothing but a little sweat equity, right? Let's learn, then let's earn, right? And see, with this company, you can do both at the same time. Okay. And see, we learn how to get more cash flow through strategies. Okay. Now, there's three ways that can happen. And first, as we said, what's financial strategies? That's just simply saying, hey, I'm going to get my credit better. I'm going to learn how to balance with cash flow management. I'm going to learn various aspects of investments, terms, definitions, right? I'm working on the individual self, right? And see, that's what the strategies are to make the money work in our lives, okay? How to do those things. And then second is products and services. And see, that's where a lot of us have come in. We've been introduced in our lifetime to the hustle, right? Let me start a business. And then that business ends up becoming something that overruns us. Because if we don't show up, guess what? We don't get paid, just like a job. So now that business has become a job. So what we got to do is understand again how to work the wealth strategies within your products and services, okay? So you can learn how to do what? Leverage time, leverage money, okay? And you do that by creating business ownership, not just working in your business, right? But actually owning the business and understanding how to train, delegate, point the way, right? And that's what we're here to do. We're here to train how to bring that already what you have, that attraction to doing better in the community, that attraction to helping people with their finances, that attraction to helping people that are in a better or worse situation that you are in, right? Whatever this is, right? That's going to help. And we're going to be able to do the best that we can do because we understand how money works, okay? And what are the ways that we need to increase our cash flow? You see, there's already money that you have, but there are hidden things that are destroying your cash flow. What we want to point out to you so that you can now stop those things that are taking your cash flow. So you don't have to sell something, or you don't have to generate another income by a yard sale or something like that when you understand how to stop the cash flow that you're losing first. So we show you a quick way to get out by having a quick cash flow increase called a W-4 adjustment. We'll go into that in detail, right? Number two, minimize your taxes by using business deductions. You already have what we call bills. Let's simply turn the bills before you do anything. If you just do one thing, right? Take the time and turn your bills into business expenses. That can be a $500 to $2,000 a month turn for you, okay? Then building great strategies with your credit, that increase to 700, 750s, guess what? Less interest. So that means I pay less out of my pocket, okay? And so that's why we gotta have the better credit, okay? So if you don't have it, we're losing tens of thousands of dollars every year because of bad credit. We're losing out on insurance. We're losing out on jobs. Okay. And so we want to introduce also the debt elimination strategy. And then once you have increased all your cash flow, right, you have found the stops, right, and start to increase your cash flow. Now you take the extra cash flow, right? You got me feeling like Gohan and Dragon Ball Z, right? You've taken that extra energy that you've amassed, right? And you now have extra cash flow and you put it in to investments. You put it into other things that's going to generate assets for you. Okay. So if you have businesses, then learn how to generate extra cash flow so you can do what? Hire people so that you can advertise, so that you can expand, right? So that's what we want to do with our life. We want to make sure that we can do the proper things that are necessary. Okay. And so while we have you while we have you in front of this, sometimes people say, hey, Mike, I don't have any products, services. I just need to get some extra cash flow, right? If I can get an extra $500 a month, then I can do this. If I can get an extra $1,000 a month, Mike, I'm not trying to quit my job. I like my job, but I can do this, right? So we introduce you to the cash flow strategies that will increase you $500 to $1,500 a month by just influencing your cash flow activities, right? First things we do, we have to stop paying retail for things. If it's a way for you to not pay retail, which is full price, what we say the hookup, right? If it's a way for you not to pay full price, then you must stop that, right? So first things first, we're traveling. People are moving around, whether it's to airplanes, whether it's hotels, whatever it may be, right? When you spend those dollars, isn't it smarter to spend those dollars when you can get a 70% discount? Okay, that's the first thing that we want to introduce is the way that you can travel with up to 70% discounts. And if you find a better price than you have in your own company, this is your company. If you find a better price than using your own company, you will get 110% guaranteed cash back. Okay, so it's a win-win situation with over 1 million hotels and resorts, 15,000 cruises, right? Other excursions. You also get rewards and credits when other people use your website. When you use your website, these credits and rewards can be turned into cash by using them like with gift cards at Lowe's, Home Depot, Starbucks, right? Go ahead, get you a Frappuccino on me, right? That's what we want to do. And so the other high demand products and services is because you're working on yourself. Your personal credit is getting better. Your cash flow is getting better. Business credit is starting to understand how that works. Now you have vendor lines. That's getting better. You're starting to invest. And now you're starting to understand that's getting better, right? And so now people are starting to magnetize toward you. You are in a position that you need more customers, you need more clients, whatever this is that you're doing, even if it's a nonprofit, you still need what? The individuals that were going to be giving or volunteering time, right? And so those people, they're going to need things. Your family, they need financial services and products. You just are in a position to help now. Not that you go sell things. You just get better. People see you get better
And then they ask you, how are you getting better? You point the way. That's all you do. You have a my credit system, credit repair. And that's a do-it-yourself credit repair system that you can go through videos, PowerPoints, templates, all right there for you, right? People charging $500, $1,000, $10,000 for credit and credit associated products, right? And you have it including with your income shifting membership, identity theft protection, free and discount legal services, right? That's also a standalone product or service that you can help others with, okay? And so as you're going through, there's always different things that you may need: roadside services, nutritional products, right? And many more things that we have that you can help people with. Home buying services, car buying services, right? So when you're working like that, now you're creating multiple streams of income without even trying, okay? Now you are a business owner. No matter if you're at home, right, and you are a home-based business owner, and you're just needing $500 to $1,000 extra a month, or you're trying to create a retirement situation and you're trying to create $500 to $1,000 a day, right? Whatever this is that you're trying to do, you're wanting to be a business owner. See, this is what helps you to generate income, build wealth, and minimize your taxes all at the same time, right? And so as you look out, you see that business owners, that's the fastest way to grow income. And 2/3 of all millionaires are business owners, right? So as we look around, small business is what it dictates America, okay? And so that's where we want to get into, but we want to learn how to have access to capital. So in order to have access to the capital, we got to have what? Education, information. Then we got to use the education and information on ourselves. See, so many times we want to go out and say, let me get this, that, and the other. But let's use the education information to just to get better, right? And so that's what we want to focus on as we are building. Okay. So this is how your life it not should look, but can look, right? Let's imagine this is your purpose, whatever this is, purpose X. Okay. And that is the thing that's in your heart to do, that you really have a desire to express on this earth before you leave. Okay. This is going to take information, education. It's going to take networks, resources, right? And so why bounce around from YouTube video to Instagram reel to this, to that, to other, to just to find out that that's not really what you need? Then jump into another, what is that? Those seminars, right? And you bump into those just to see that that's not giving you everything that you need. See, it's an income shifting membership that gives you the wealth building strategies, right? It's the gym membership that gives you all the access to everything in the gym. Do you see what I'm saying? See, you're looking for a membership that gives you access. You see what I'm saying? See, membership has its privileges, and privileges comes with business income. And how do we generate business income? We just tell our success stories. And if we don't have one, then we tell Mr. Holmes. We tell that success story. We tell the success story of Miss McMorris. We tell the success story of Trevor Watts. We tell the success story of J.R. Watts. We tell the success story of Bridget Caldwell, right? Brittany Caldwell, right? So whatever these are, the success story is just simply this. Hey, I started working on my credit. Now I understand that I got to get my cards down below 35%. You see what I'm saying? Just that one thing is more than 50-70% of America knows. And what I mean by knows, they're not implementing it. So all you got to say, hey, I've learned cash flow is different than income, right? And see, that's another step of just understanding that they see that you're changing. And then those of us like myself, right, that we like to use technology, or if you are an introvert, this technology can help you as well. Everything that we do is simply and automated. You can just simply put somebody's information in, and it gives them everything that they need. Your information, things that you want to write off on your deductions, and the things that you want to forecast like a mini blueprint for your business or your personal life. See, all of that comes with your income shifting membership, completely automated, right? And so I like to also sometimes go into the compensation plan, but really what I want to do is just make sure that you are focusing on yourself and shifting your income. And what does that mean, Mike? Shifting income just says that, hey, majority of people, 99%, are in the W-2 category, which means that they work and they exchange their time for dollars. And when that happens, Uncle Sam says, hey, give me 30% of that, right? But see, when you become informed, then you know that having a business now can be those things can become a write-off. Uncle Sam says, hey, let me give you this 30%, right? So now you shift that amount of income that you just got out of that Uncle Sam transaction into debt, right? You pay down your debt. Now you shift it over into expenses and you reduce all expenses that are possible. See, now you're increasing cash flow by shifting your income. See, then you shift your income to business side, which means now you pay less taxes. Then you go from business to investing. That means you pay even less taxes. See, the money then starts to work for you. You stop working for the money, right? And so in between time, we're just focusing on getting better, okay? And let me show you an example of some people that are getting better, right? So if you are a person that loves to take notes and things like that, make sure you are writing down 2, 4, and 3, right? And that 2, 4, 3 is just simply an understanding. It's two things that we all are going and looking for. That's current lifestyle and future lifestyle, right? And then the other thing that we look for is, the first things that we're trying to avoid, those are the cash flow destroyers, right? And so we'll go over those at a future time. There are 4 things that are hidden that are killing you. We mentioned it, but we'll go over those in detail when you have your income shifting membership, right? And then the other thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we understand how to create the lifestyle that we desire, right? And let me show you a couple of examples of people creating the lifestyle that they desire. Hold on 1 minute. Make sure we have this shared. Drop any questions that you guys have. Feel free into the chat.
Congratulations to the 2022 Infinity recipients. Raekwon Hardy out of North Carolina, $10,000 in cash flow. Christopher Darby out of Virginia, $10,000 in cash flow. Angela Ramos out of Florida, $10,000 in cash flow. Lauren Carmona out of Florida, $10,000 in cash flow. Connect Clark out of Texas, $25,000 in cash flow. Joseph Escano out of Michigan, $25,000 in cash flow. Sarah Lawrence out of California, $50,000 in cash flow. Kenneth Roberts out of Hawaii, $50,000 in cash flow. Tracy Brown out of Texas, $100,000 in cash flow. Marta Cunningham out of Illinois, $100,000 in cash flow. Jay Zion out of Kentucky, $100,000 in cash flow. Dexter and Chrissy McBride out of North Carolina, $100,000 in cash flow. Tricia Faulkner out of Florida, $100,000 in cash flow. Madeline Alexander Barbie out of Texas, $250,000 in cash flow. LaShonda McKenzie out of Indiana, $250,000 in cash flow. Jesus Hawthorne out of Texas, $250,000 in cash flow. Beverly Grimes out of Georgia, $250,000 in cash flow. Stacy McClaskey out of Texas, $500,000 in cash flow. Robert L. Webster out of Michigan, $500,000 in cash flow. Keith and Cheyenne Tucker out of Maryland, $500,000 in cash flow. Flora Lee out of North Carolina, $500,000 in cash flow. Deloitte Simmons out of North Carolina, $500,000 in cash flow. Charles Thomas out of Arkansas, $500,000 in cash flow. Andre Stinson out of Alabama, $500,000 in cash flow. Strozay Hill out of North Carolina, $1 million in cash flow. Satina Poirier out of Georgia, $1 million in cash flow. Dr. Jerry Woodruff out of North Carolina, $1 million in cash flow. Dexter Sattler out of Texas, $1 million in cash flow. Dale Dandridge out of Arkansas, $1 million in cash flow. Christina Delgado out of Pennsylvania, $1 million in cash flow. Shermaine Josie out of Virginia, $1 million in cash flow. Again, congratulations to all the 2022 Infinity.
So guys, as you can see, right, it's from every walk of life, and what this is that you're seeing is something that no other company that I know of can brag on, okay? Because what most companies say, they say, hey, these people are generating $5,000 a month, $20,000 a month, right? All this types of stuff. I don't want you to think that's what's happening. What's happening, what you see here is powerful, because we have people that have not talked to anyone, have not recruited a person, and that's how much income or cash flow they created, because they took these strategies and they started paying down debt. Then they started reducing expenses. Then they started moving that money into investing. Then they started doing They started doing the profits coming off the investing. They started paying down the house, right? And see, that's how you have these large amounts of cash flow, because they paid down these things. Now, when they had $3,000 a month going out, now they have $3,000 a month coming back in. You see what I'm saying? Because they paid those things off. See, now they can retire because the job is no longer necessary, because the assets that they've created overcomes their expenses. So now the job is no longer necessary. We don't have to wait to something that's not going to be there anyway, which is Social Security, right? We can now do the things necessary. It doesn't take a whole bunch of work. It doesn't take a whole bunch. It just takes one time to say, hey, for these next 12, 18, 24 months, whatever it is that you have to grind, you pay down debt, you reduce expenses, you move that money into group investing, you move that money into singularly investing. You see what I'm saying? And now you have multiple streams of income because you're working on yourself. Now you start to express that mental that you have. You start to monetize your experiences. And now when that happens, now you can be on a beach somewhere generating income because others are doing what they are learning from your experiences. So therefore, they're willing to pay you to overcome the hurdles that you've already overcome, right? So I love to always be to where the fire is. You see what I'm saying? And see, when things are changing, as you see in the market today, the banks are failing, right? We have to be responsible for our economy. We can no longer depend on this, that, and the other. We have to have, like the Bible says, you cast your bread upon many waters, right? And then those that will return is what you need, but you have to cast it upon many waters. All of them may not be a return, but you need to always be moving in the direction, learning in the direction of your purpose. You see what I'm saying? You were born with something of a purpose, right? Of a purpose, not a dolphin, a porpoise, right? You were born for a reason. Okay. And that reason is the purpose. You are fearfully, wonderfully made. There is a reason that you have to express it, but you have to get money as an issue out of the way.
In order to do that, you have to work with strategies and not tactics. Tactics are just individual things that people are doing. Strategies are a plan and a blueprint that's proven. All right. So what I want to do, guys, this is Michael Holmes, and I don't see anything in there. Good. That's what I see here. All right. Good, good, good. Wow. Congrats to them all. Got to keep plugging in to get to that point. Exactly. Exactly. Right. That's what we do. The call on Thursdays is not something always that you need, but the call may need you. It may need your energy. You see what I'm saying? So now you get involved, and now you may need something from the call. You see what I'm saying? Learn to get in the routine. See, the job has you in a routine. The world has you in a routine. You see what I'm saying? And that routine is oppressive, is depressive, is oppressive, right? And so what you have to do is now get yourself out of the world strategy, out of their strategies. You got to get into your strategy of how to work your energy, your money, right? In order to do that, you have to do it from somebody that already has been there. Okay, so once again, this is Mike Holmes. Miss McMorris has also said she has cash flowed close to $35,000, and I think she's been involved less than a year. Okay, so she's already cash flowed close to $35,000. Okay, so those of us, that's why we break off into different things, like what we're working with Marcus Cowell, right? With the difference, the cleaning companies, with the food banks, and the different things that he's already brought to the table. I think it's like 30 or 40 individuals that we'll be feeding every day, right? Just because of what Marcus Caldwell said, hey, I'm gonna help in this community, right? We're over here with Mr. DY, right? Showing and teaching and understanding, hey, let's turn over a group of investors and let's start taking over the nation by buying land, properties, and flipping these and moving people into like independent people, like what are those that we had just the other day, homeless veterans, right? See, there's a program out there for that, and it's just, I think they're giving like $750 per person that you help, right? See, learn how to get in place to help by finding a need and filling it. Then there is a grant service or an access to capital point that will fill that need. Okay. And see, when we learn to do that, that's why we get on these calls, and then we have breakout sessions to where we start talking individually about an orientation. Like Mr. Caldwell will get together, do your orientation, right? Mr. Dubawi would do your orientation. Mr. Amin Ra, get together, do your orientation. Shante, Corey, right? So that we can reignite. And see, once we do that, we do our mini blueprint, the cash flow strategist, right? So we can know where we're going. Then we are loading our stuff into our cash flow manager. And don't let anything seem like it's too far away or more than you can do. We always have a way. You just got to let me know where you are. We are all in different places. When I started, I was close to $400,000 in debt. You see what I'm saying? And that was 2008, 2009. We lost close to 60 houses and a whole mortgage company and our construction company, just like that. Right. So we use these same strategies to now say, hey, we're going to roll our debt. We're going to pay off everything as we're moving forward. And then we're going to get the credit right. Then we're going to roll into business credit. Then we're going to help others do the same. Then we're going to come together and we're going to start businesses and buy houses and help others to do the same. Simple, right? So you guys have a wonderful evening. And make sure you get the individual that invited you, and let's organize your orientation so that we can get some training, right? Because when we got on the job, they trained us, right? And see, now we got to get the washing of the brain out, because that's what's happening, right? They made it to where you got used to going to school all day, right? And then you played, right? See, now they got you used to working all day, and then we feel like we want to play, okay? So in order to transition, we're going to have to take a little time out of the playtime, right? And now we can transition from the job and start putting less time in the job and more time in what we desire. Now, if you love your job, that's fine, because some of our jobs some of our jobs are our purpose, and that's fine. But you still have to have an option. Why? Look at Enron, look at WorldCom, look at Bear Stearns, right? Those are billion-dollar companies that are no longer in existence. Okay, so your company may not be here much longer. We don't know. So you have to have another option. You have to create assets that will pay for your lifestyle, right? So this has been Michael Holmes, and this is Renewing Excellence, Advancing Leadership, R.E.A.L University. And get back with the person invited you and let them know, hey, I need to get myself going. If you don't have your Myecon income shifting membership and a part of our R.E.A.L University, let's get that going. We have a special now. It's $9.95. So if you have a mother, cousin, aunt, whatever they want to get the credit better, they want to get, better income, they want to get, better lifestyle changes. Right now, you can see what we're doing for $9.95, right? Hey, I would pass up on that one. But y'all have a good night. I appreciate you all for always tuning in. And we're going to have now, if you go into your community, our R.E.A.L U community, into the meeting center, we have our own Facebook, basically, as I call it. It's not a Facebook, quote unquote, because you know how people are with the words, but it's our own social media avenue. Okay. And so it's private, it's for us. And if you have not been a part of that, make sure you get with your mentor, or you get with me, and I'll let you know, make sure you get enrolled into there, because we have recordings in there of these previous calls, the trainings, how to go over the website, right? We have everything that you need, right? Because sometimes you can't get in touch with the mentor right away. So then you can catch a video or a recording, okay? So you guys have a beautiful one. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Peace, love, and happiness.